What did you discover after it was cool? I googled Jelly Bean astronaut meme. Just last week. I didn't even know it was a video game. It's fun. You can get it on PC or on mobile. It's called Among Us. And it's easy to pick up. And it results in all sorts of silly fun. Angry arguing and getting pied that the liar is getting away with it yet again is fun? Maybe stop getting pied at games / stop playing with people who get pissed at a game? Or change your settings. Either way, it isn't normal for the imposter to always win. I would say that if anything it's the opposite. Everything. I've always been behind on anything new and cool. I tend to reject new things because I'm an old crank. But after the initial hype calms down, I'll give it a go and understand why everyone like it. Same. And I like it better this way. If it's a game, all the tutorials are out and the bugs are fixed by the time I get around to it. If it's a show or a book series, there's no more waiting on a cliffhanger for the next season, and there's already tons of fan content if you don't want it to end. If it's a music artist, you get to listen to their entire discography. If it's an app or a community, chances are it's already established and it's easier to assimilate. If it's an activity, I can learn how to do it well and safely from people that came before me. If it's a fashion trend, it's easier to buy things secondhand. So on. And so forth. I started out doing things this way just because I'm slow to warm up to new things. But over time I grew to doing it with intent. I don't pretend to be cool and don't care to be a trailblazer, just like to have a good time. I am taking this approach to Cyberpunk 2077. I love the idea. And if they deliver, then goddamn, that is going to be an awesome game. I have no real reason to not buy into the hype. No secret aged insight. It's just that I have been burned so many times by hype's games. Fallout 4. No Man's Sky. Sea of Thieves. Many others. In their defense, only Fallout 4 remained meh for me. I love me some good single player. I probably will give in and buy Cyberpunk by the 15th of December, assuming it's out. It's just so sad to throw away $60 on a game and find out it's in an unplayable state. Or that it doesn't even come close to delivery. I have high hopes for Cyberpunk. It would be really cool if I could join up with those medic corps guys. And drop in. Rescue. Resuscitate and evac a patient. I am a nurse by trade and that speech just sounds bonkers fun. Reddit. My account is only 4 months old. I love looking at super old posts because they are different to how stuff is now. I miss the old school style of posts. We need to bring back site-wide events like Stop Alec Baldwin Day. Discord lol. I started using Discord only a few months ago because my new HS classmates use it lol. And I don't even think it is so much better than Messengers or WhatsApp's calls. You can't really compare Messenger with Discord. They both have totally different purpose. Discord is now used by some people as a chatting platform, but mostly it is used for gaming. The servers and everything, it's pretty cool when you get to know everything. I mean, I can't even try to think that we would have a gaming server on WhatsApp, haha. Well, yeah. It is better for gaming. But just for chatting it isn't that special. Bell bottoms. Super handy if you like comfy ugly shoes. For a moment I read belly bottoms and was very freaking confused. LMAO no men LM woo. That funny, just pants with very wide bottoms. Jazz. Brain. Do it. Me. No. Brain. Just do it. You like jazz? The snipping tool in Windows. Nah dude. Use Lightshot. It's way better. I thought the Instant Pot electronic pressure cooker was an overhyped gadget. Like a steamy slap chop. Then I got one as a gift. I use that thing 2 to 3 nights a week. It's delicious. Nutritious usually. And really hard to keep up. Ironically, the IP is not that fast. By the time it builds up a head of steam, it's rarely any quicker than cooking on the range. But everything comes out tender and bursting with flavor. And you don't have to babysit it. By the time it builds up a head of steam, it's rarely any quicker than cooking on the range. For some stuff that's true. But for things like beans cooked directly from dry, or bolognese sauce, or super tender beef stews, it really is way faster. All of the great TV shows like Breaking Bad and Game of Thrones. I've always been behind with the hype. I intentionally do this. Whenever a TV show has a year-long gap between seasons, I don't even remember or care by time it's back. Whereas if you wait for it to be a finished product then watch it, you don't have to wait. This is how I am with video games. I just started Assassin's Creed Black Flag LOL. Just got a PS4 last week. I like it. Shoot. I'm just starting to enjoy my PS3. Castlevania. Hasn't been a new game in a decade or so. The most recent news I've heard about Castlevania was Konami was making Castlevania-themed pachinko machines. Such a sad fate for a great franchise. Instagram. I thought, what should I do there? I am not famous. My life is boring. I started a blog just for fun, to document my weight loss journey, and it turned out pretty funny. I met many new people and I talk to them every day. The Sopranos. It's never too late to get into The Sopranos. Best show ever. My nephew is a CT hair away from controlling all of North Jersey. And I am that CT hair. Your nephew also never had the makings of a varsity athlete. Vaporwave. Ad guy here. It's every client's go-to style. A sort of default. When they're looking to hook a certain demographic who is alive and paying attention in the late 70s to late 80s. Then Vaporwave is what that 80s mix blenders out to. MTV. Geometric shoulder pads. Farrah hair. It's all carried inside Vaporwave. So we just start by trying neon colors together. Then average down into the client's marketing space. Eventually the client loves it. Rooster Teeth shows. I love them all now. But sadly the community isn't as big as it was before. Don't be sad. Here's a hug. League of Legends. That speech still cool sometimes. Don't let anyone tell you different. Vinyl records. I recently started buying vinyl records. I think over the past decade there's been a renewed interest in them and a pretty dedicated community of people who listen to vinyl. Bitcoin. I regret it every single day. Try knowing about it before it was cool and not buying any because you're a poor college student. Try knowing about it. Investing in it. Spending it on pizza and poker when it was €4 a coin. Inviting your friends to start a mining operation. Get the coups. Have your friends pull out. Use the coups for gaming. Forget about it and finally lose around 50. €0 in the mount. Gawk steal. Hip hop. In the 80s I was in private Catholic school and then college. I almost exclusively listened to alternative music. In the 90s I mainly listened to rock, hard rock, pop, top 40 and a lot of alternative MTV music. Although I worked at Musicland for a year and saw everything coming out, I didn't like much hip hop unless it was really commercial. I didn't go back and start listening to all the 90s music until the mid-2000s when rock music really took a wrong turn and started to suck. Absinthe. Missed the heyday by 100 years. But damn, that's good speed. Mitch Hedberg. I wasn't aware of him till after he passed. Smartphones. I didn't really care about them at first. I thought they were just glorified PDAs. It wasn't until everybody around me was using them that I bought one. Now I'm addicted. Me and texting. Why type out a message on a numeric keypad when you can just call someone? Now, I still call my mom. Geometry Dash. My music teacher had us play Geometry Dash in class a few years ago. He said we could be able to play it with our eyes closed if we practiced enough. Adidas Ultra Boosts. They were super hot like 5 years ago. But I didn't get into them until a few years ago. Which is great for me because the hype is much lower and they're easier to get. Onion rings. Fall Guys. Strange writing on a gold ring that my uncle left me when he moved away for retirement. This is my favorite comment. Breaking Bad. I watched it years after it ended. Game of Thrones. I just had to understand the references friends and family were making. It was inescapable. How the turntables lol. Figure skating. I wish I knew about Yuna Kim in 2010 during the Vancouver Winter Olympics. 90s music. I wasn't paying attention at the time. Emo music like Paramore and MCR. I only really got into it like after 2014 lol. I somehow managed to discover My Chemical Romance after and also before it was cool. I got into them after the band broke up and before they had the reunion tour. Right in those few in between years. This has been my favorite band for like 16 years. It's never too late to discover the power of MCR. I only just got into third wave ska a few years ago even though its heyday was the late 90s and early 2000s. I think I was rewatching Digimon. The movie. Which has all of my best friends are metalheads by Less Than Jake and the impression that I get by the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. Among other things. When the genre finally clicked for me. Now I've peeping love it. The entirety of social media. Porn. I'm watching Nurse Jackie for the first time right now. Many years late but so worth it. I only started watching Game of Thrones in 2015. Naturally. I binged the first 5 seasons in like a week. But up until then. I thought that it was just a fad that everyone was getting on for no reason. I got into it the summer before season 8 came out. Didn't have to wait for a single season.